Hey, welcome back to the Caribou Data Science channel. We're continuing to take a look at the data for the current outbreak of monkey virus around the world. You're in for a surprise when you see who's actually leading the pack in terms of quantity, or in terms of numbers of cases and deaths. Okay. Anyway, so you probably are. So if you haven't seen the first video, go back and watch the first video, and even the second video. The first and second videos have to do with worldwide numbers. Okay, so it's the total number of cases and deaths worldwide. I'll remind you that these numbers are always tracked two different key numbers. One is what's called total cases or total deaths. That means the cumulative total deaths to date. And the new cases and new deaths means that those are the daily number of cases and deaths for that individual day. Okay, so let's just pull up our program, our environment here, and you can see the usual suspects: Tidyverse janitor scales. I've already ran this, and here's the data we pulled out. Location is either country or continent. ISO code is the three-letter code for a country. If it's a continent, that column is empty, which is very important later on. Date, total cases as described, total deaths, new cases, new deaths, new cases smooth, new deaths smooth, and then we pull out the year from the date column. Okay. And we come down very quickly and we take a look at we pull out the world data by simply doing location world, and then we do a summary on the total cases. Now again, this is going to be a little crazy because again it's so to date, as of the last Friday of July, there's been a total of from day one back in 2022 up until today, and this is important, 99,388. Like I said, this goes from the very first case reported when? I think it was 1922. Yeah, the first case was reported on May 5th, 2022, or May 1st, 2022. Okay, so this means since May 1st, 2022, there's been 99,388 cases. Okay, new cases again since May 5th, 2022. Again, this is more interesting. The highest day was 5,319 worldwide. The average is 121 deaths, or 121 cases per day. Now we take a look at the first number we took out is the total cases, and if you follow the numbers back on the COVID-19, this plot should look familiar to you. Okay, this is a plot the news media love to show to you because it also displayed the worst possible information. Okay, this is cumulative number. So the cumulative number is, if you come over to here, the number where this line right here is, that's the total. That number would be the total number from day one, May 5th, 2021, up until this number right here. You also recall from the COVID-19 days the expression flatten the curve. Well, this is what a flatten the curve looks like, or it's flatter. What this means that the number of daily numbers is decreasing. Okay. So therefore, it's not showing as great as increase. Now we come down and we take a look at the new cases by year, and I will point out that each one of these x values or y values is separate for each plot. So you can see this goes up to 4,000. This goes to about 5,500. This only goes up to about 325 or so. Okay, so that's important to keep in mind. But you can tell by how dense the plot was, how fast the cases were coming in. Okay. In 2023, there were some more. Maybe 300, 350 at the max. Okay, but again, the numbers are starting to spread out a little bit. In 2024, you see the numbers didn't start. The first case wasn't reported until January of this year. So we're looking at January through July's numbers. And again, this is only 300 here. All right. Now let's take a look at total and daily deaths worldwide. A simple plot. Again, this is what's interesting here is the sawtooth nature. Now my guess is, I'll look at the data. It could be that the data wasn't reported every day. So these little flat spots here are just days, or a day or days a couple of days when nothing was reported. But nonetheless, you can see it started out in 2022 very steep, then it leveled off. Then it began to increase again about, what do we got, 2023, halfway between September 22, July 2023 and January 2024. And it did go up here, but still it's only, the cumulative total is only 200 so far. Okay? So now let's take a look at the new deaths. Again, you can see there wasn't even a lot of deaths back into 2022. I mean, the biggest day is maybe about 8 or 10, and this one here then start to January 2024 again. And again, there's only one big day. My guess is what happened here, they probably missed some days, so this is probably actually more than 1 day's worth of data. All right. So finally, let's move on to total and daily cases by continent. Now what this here is, this simply counts the number of occurrences for each continent. Or you could also say days, because one row equals 1 day. So you can see that 3 to 5 continents had reported over 800 times. The maximum is like 820. Okay, you can see North America reported somewhere around here. I'm surprised. I thought, well, so you can see here, actually, I think this is Africa, not South America. So Africa actually reported the most number of cases, the most number of days. Okay, what about down here? So let's take a look at the total monkeypox cases by continent. Oops. Continent. This is total cases, and as you can see, North America has actually had the most cases, which is about 40,000. I mean, North America since 2022 have reported about 50% of the cases, which is kind of interesting. I thought Africa would have the most, but I think Africa's all the way down here. What about daily cases by continent? Okay, again, you can see over here, North America had the most cases, followed by Africa. Recovery here, you can see there has been a lot of activity. Asia's reported a few more than everybody else, but Africa and the U.S. and North America really haven't reported enough cases, because this number here would be 500. So they're less than 500 cases per day. Okay. What about total daily deaths by continent? And also the total deaths and the daily deaths, okay? Go over here, and again, total by continent, but you can see that North America still has the most deaths, but that's under 100 total since day one, all right? So I guess I don't understand what the panic is by WHO. It doesn't seem to be nearly as infectious as it was the first and back in 2022. What about this here? This is that South America? Is second? Avatar, is that Africa? What do you think? Is that Africa or is that South America? It has to be South America. And this must be Africa. So Africa only has the third most cases, and that's only a total of maybe 30, okay? And what about total deaths by continent and by day? I kind of like this plot. Anyway, total monkeypox deaths by continent, okay? Same period of time, Africa, look at North America. North America and South America had the most total cases, but again, it's not that many cases. Africa and Europe had very few cases, okay? What about over here? Let's look at daily cases. Okay? Again, North America has the most total cases, but again, not since the second half of 2023. Okay, no one has had a lot of deaths from 2023 onward. Which I find is kind of interesting. Okay, so anyway, that concludes a quick rundown of the part one and part two of the series. The first part was worldwide, the second part by continent, and the third part will be, or the third or fourth part, I'm not quite sure what number I'm on here, will be about looking at, say, the top 5 countries by cases, by total cases, and by total deaths. So be sure to stay tuned for that in the next week sometime, okay? Thanks so much for your time again. As always, click that subscribe button for me today, all right?